In today's video, I am going to tell you about a famous prophet who is operating today in America. And I'm going to tell you how he profits from his congregants and where he gets his powers to do so. Hi, I'm Joy with Breaking Curses 101. I run a school of deliverance where you can get delivered on demand. So, my flagship courses are Fight Witchcraft and Win and Spirit Spouse Deliverance. And people use these courses over and over and over again. And the Holy Spirit operates in these courses to uproot, expose, and dislodge witchcraft and satanic activities in your life. Over 5,300 people have visited the school. So, if you are interested in signing up or checking it out, I have a free course that explains how to get free. I mean, everything's there. I tell you exactly the method I use to get free. And that is breakingcurses101.com. And the course is called Breaking Curses 101. I'll see you in the school. So, a woman came to me distraught, in distress. Her life completely went on hold 5 years ago. Everything was thriving before. She had work. She was respected in her field. And then, boom, everything stopped. And it all stopped when she started attending this church. I am not going to give you the name of the church. I am not going to give you the name of the prophet. All I can tell you is that he's young and his prophecies are really accurate. He's cute too. I think that should tell you everything. Anyway, she started attending this church because a friend brought her there. It wasn't anything she was looking for. And in 2017, this man did a foot washing service. It didn't start out that way. He didn't announce that that was what he was going to do. It was supposed to be praise and worship. And when everybody got there, he changed his mind and told them that he was going to do a foot washing service. And when the people, well, that's all I can tell you. It was from that point forward that her life took a turn and plummeted into the sea of forgetfulness. Like everyone forgot about her in her field. Nobody helped her. She even got to the point where she was sleeping in her car, homeless. That's horrible. Okay. To go from having a career to becoming homeless. Anyway, so, I'm like, yo, let's roll up. Let's go get this prophet. But we didn't know. We didn't know at the time that it was the prophet that was doing this to her. But homeboy showed up. He reared his ugly head. This is how the session went. First, Beelzebub showed up. He didn't have a legal right to operate. So I know they were throwing out some low-ranking demon. Beelzebub might have been there, but he wasn't the one he wasn't running things, okay? There were contracts there, but and they said it was sent by Beelzebub was sent through contracts and through the mom. Okay, but that wasn't where all the destruction was coming from. I was just pinging, trying to find out where this thing was coming from. And then I even investigated the ex-boyfriend who totally destroyed her life as well, or took her through a lot of changes. But she had already repented, broke soul ties. It couldn't have been him, right? And I kept digging and digging and digging. And we found out the prophet. I'm going to try so hard not to say his name. Anyway, so the prophet showed up. He said he couldn't touch her. So he sent a boyfriend. He sent a guy that she would fall in love with and fall for and compromise her morals and all that stuff. And then that's how this prophet was able to get to her. This prophet said he was located. His soul fragment was actually lodged in her abdomen area, her belly and abdomen area. He used bondage, restraint, and depression, anxiousness, anxiety, failure, and torture against her. Now, this is pretty early on in the session that this man came up. I don't know how I got him so early. But I said, where are you hiding her wealth? And he said, it's locked up in cages. And then she saw her wealth, locked up. And he said, I've held up her wealth. He started talking in the first person. I've held up her wealth. I swapped out her destiny. I took her virtue, her star. You didn't know you had a star, did you? These stars keep popping up in my sessions. I guess they're real. They're real enough for the demons to take them. Now, maybe your pastor never taught you about having a star in church, but these demons see a star and they're snuffing it out. And you don't even know you have one. It's like, y'all better get hip, okay? You better do a little more exploring. All right, so here we go. If her wealth is, I said, what did you do to her star? He said, it's buried, hidden, stowed away, stashed away. And she saw it, her star, like boxed up and put away neatly, like you put your winter clothes away in the summer. He said it profits him. It profits the prophet to take her wealth and hide it away. In that sense, he gains her wealth. And he said, I use many people to do this too. Like I get wealth from lots of people. Because church, he has a really big following on social media and in church. This is going to be almost as big as Balenciaga. Close in proximity too. Oops. Okay. Anyway, I bet he wears Balenciaga. He's very fashionable. But I'm not supposed to give you any hints right now. Anyway, this man comes from the Congo. He's from the lineage of an African warlock. He's from the bloodline of Raman and Tut. I don't know who Raman is. I know Raman is a name that Pakistanis use, but Raman is actually showing up here as like an Egyptian. It's an Egyptian. It's weird. Okay, this is new to me, y'all. I learn things in every session. So he's from a lineage of Ra and Baal worshipers, and he does have lineage in Egypt. He looks Egyptian. Are you kidding me? Do you know who I'm talking about now? Keep watching. This man does rituals to keep wealth, blood sacrifices. I said, how do you sacrifice blood? He's siphoning blood from her menstrual cycle. How do you do that? He's not in the house with her. He doesn't have access to her pads or anything like that, or her tampons. He said he keeps her blood on the altar by giving her heavy periods. Heavy periods. I said, well, how do you do this? Like, I'm a mechanical person. I want to know exactly how this is happening. He said that he does chants. He chants curses over her. Check out the curses. This is crazy, y'all. This is the prophet. This is the man of God. The man of God. Okay. Did I say it right? The man of God. All right, here are the curses. She must never prosper. She must never win. We have hidden it and taken it. She must never come into her place of success and fruition. I have stopped her destiny. I brought about challenges, destruction, disappointments. She must not have success. Destiny doomed. I've already canceled her destiny. I've canceled her in the spirit. What? Excuse me? What? Just a matter of time. Destiny broken, shattered. Destiny received. He received her destiny. He took, oh my goodness. Sorry about the dust, y'all, falling in front of my. Anyway, destiny broken, shattered, received. I did it. That's what he said. I did it. She shines too much. And he had no legal rights. None anymore. But I kept digging. I said, who do you work with? And he named his spiritual father and spiritual mother. I'm not going to give their names either because they're high-ranking warlocks, okay? And you know how you get rank in the spirit realm. If you're not getting rank from Jesus, you're getting rank from the devil. And in order to get rank from the devil, you got to do some nasty stuff, okay? But keep listening. I'm not there yet. It turns out that in 2017, at the time that she was getting good jobs, good gigs. I mean, like she's in her industry, it's you go job to job, or you get work. So right before Thanksgiving, this prophet had a foot washing service. He announced to his congregation that they were going to have a praise and worship night. When they all showed up, he changed. He changed it to a foot washing service. Now, somebody's going to hear this and you're going to say, that was me. I was there and that's what happened to me. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. So in this foot washing service, he made everyone wash their feet in a basin. And I guess he poured some olive oil or whatever in it. And ever since that service, her career opportunities in life dried up. She lost housing. She lost jobs. She was sleeping in her car. She was basically a vagabond. Okay. But she said in February 2020, a man came and broke the homeless curse off of her. He saw what was happening to her. And he said, somebody cursed you. And he pulled it off of her. It was like something was attached to her, like a siphon, like that, like the arm on Doc Ock. It was clutching like a leech, clutching her, sucking out everything. And this man cut it off in the spirit. She was able to get housing after that. But it was, about 2 years later, she was able to get a new place, but then everything completely dried up again to the point where she's facing eviction and has been for months. Okay. Like she's packed and ready to go and no opportunities are coming through and ministries won't help her. I guess they expect you to look a certain way when you need help. And if you don't look that way, they're not paying attention to you. So she even said she's stuck. She's stuck. She can't even leave the premises without getting punished. Something happens when she leaves. I said, okay, who is responsible for blocking you in the home? She heard Amun Ra. And then she starts to see pyramids and she hears the word failure. Well, this minister's wife is Egyptian. While he was married to his first wife, he was having an affair with this woman. He feeds off of the people's ignorance. I'm reading the people who are attending this church, they don't know what's happening, but he's feeding off of their ignorance. I feel like I missed something. Oh, I did miss something. Let me go back. This woman had it so bad. It was like people can't see her. No one can see her. And I think she saw a veil over her in the spirit realm. It's hiding her. And this prophet said he's not a spirit spouse. So I don't know. I don't understand how it works. But I said, who was released to trap her in the home? And she keeps hearing that Raman is the gatekeeper. Raman brought in suicide, failure, destruction, wealth transfer from her. It's like siphoning her wealth. That's what it does. She sees the veil and it blocks people from seeing her. People can't see her. People can't hear her. Silence, inability to speak, talk, or be heard. What? All this is coming from Raman. Dedicated to failure. She's been dedicated to failure. I'm like, when did this dedication happen? What dedication? What dedication did she go through? Well, it turns out that the foot washing ceremony was a covenant to fail. So that means anybody who went through that foot washing ceremony in 2017 came across the same curses. And it was the minister, it was the prophet and his spiritual father that were quote unquote praying over people as they stepped into the basin. But check it out, y'all. It said, we used her feet to steal from her, to take her steps. We washed her feet. We own her light, her destiny, her marriage, her value. She belongs to me, dedicated. And that's when the prophet's soul fragment came into her during that ceremony. Whew. So not only did he steal from her, he stole from a lot of other people, like Tia and Tamara's brother, Javier. He stole from another lady named Antonique. He stole from another lady named Michelle. A man named Will. Tia and Tamara's mother they're also being siphoned. And his friend. This prophet had a friend who also wanted to be a pastor as well. He's experiencing all kind of poverty and he just can't get his ministry off the ground. He's siphoning from that man as well. And he also siphons from kings all around the world. Crazy, right? It just gets getting crazier. So just skipping forward a little bit, that's when Amun-Ra manifested and said that he brought in failure. So that's where we found out that this prophet, I said, what other blood sacrifices did the prophet do? Besides siphoning her blood? Well, there were 3 babies. One was from his first wife who miscarried, and 2 were from the new wife. They were aborted during the affair before the 2 got married. Let me know. Put it in the comments if you know who this is. Please do. Please do. And if you know any information that lines up with this, please tell me. Please put it in the comments, please. Okay. So the pharaoh behind this prophet is King Tut. Right up my alley. I don't know if I'm from the bloodline of King Tut or if my ancestors worship King Tut. I know King Tut's been showing up a lot in my bloodline. Probably both. Anyway, so this prophet's ancestors did sun worship. They sacrificed children and babies and goats. So I said, how do you get your powers? And she saw that he drinks animal blood, goat's blood. I said, nah, you ain't getting that kind of power just drinking some animal blood. Like, I've been in this game long enough to know you doing something crazier than that. The 3 babies, they helped a little bit. But then the truth started coming out. He gets his spiritual rank from his spiritual father. I said, well, where does the spiritual father get his rank from? When he goes to India, he gets a child and he sacrifices the children. First, he sexually assaults the child, rapes, sodomizes the child, and then he kills the child, eats their brains for knowledge and drinks the children's blood. He must be bringing the blood back with him because he's got the prophet drinking the blood with him. I think they drink the blood daily. This is where it gets really nasty. That's why I'm not mentioning any names, but if you know who it is, put it in the comments. Okay, y'all? I said, how does the prophet get his powers from his spiritual father? The contract between the prophet and the spiritual father is sodomy. They're not gay lovers, but apparently the prophet is the business of the spiritual father. That's pig Latin. Okay. It's been happening for years, and the wives know about it. Okay. That, I think, is the session of the year. The prophet doesn't really want to engage with it, and it wasn't his idea. He doesn't really like doing it, but he's gotten used to it. They take a lot of trips together, so people don't really suspect what's going on. Sounds like CT, a woman with the initial CT, and her lady friends. They're doing the same thing, taking trips together. And you're thinking, oh, these are just ministry partners traveling together. No, they're gay lovers. It's disgusting. So, like I said, the prophet is the one bending over. He's the receiver. He's the receiver. It's not a two-way thing, which explains why the prophet was jealous of this woman. Because, homosexuals, they get jealous of females because they really want what you have. They want your feminine energy. I was always concerned about a man who's like too into their clothes. I mean, that's vanity does travel with homosexuality. Hey, if you're a little bit too into your looks, something's going on there, Anyway, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. Demons of a feather flock together. Vanity follows homosexuality. I said, what would happen if this ministry gets torn down, or what happens in the end? In the end, and she heard that they will lose their sons. They know it's collateral damage. They know they're going to lose their sons, and they're just going to live with it. They're going to act like something happened and, oh, this is such a tragic thing, but they knew up front that their sons are going to have to die. Okay. You hear me? So bookmark this video, save it, because when it all falls out, Joy gonna have a signature on it. So yeah, I tore that kingdom down. First thing I did, well, I don't know. I'll make that a separate video and I'll save it for my ministry group because I don't want them to know how I destroyed their whole kingdom. But that's pretty nasty. Like, do you really think a ministry like that should continue to exist? Oh, and you want to know who it is because you want proof? I don't have proof. But keep watching. You're going to see who it is. Keep watching. So we had the session December 11th. Just mark that. Mark that in your calendar. We'll see what happens from there. I'll see you in the next video. Please comment. Let me know who you think it is, okay? Did I give enough hints? I don't think I gave enough hints. Because I didn't tell you what part of the country he was in. Oh, yeah, I did give a hint about that. All right. Anyway, if you were at the foot washing ceremony and your life went down the toilet, you already know who I'm talking about. Okay? Put it in the comments. See you later.